Hey guys, welcome to the video. What you're seeing here is a pretty tuned, awesome flying Heliorc RC6 3.5.1 Caprica quad. Just a few examples of the tune that I've been able to achieve over the past couple nights. Maybe 7 to 8 battery packs, a lot of those, or getting used to the D term now on yaw, and also just kind of playing around and getting rates kind of figured out, because this flight controller and this firmware just is so locked in out of the box. And then of course you can just start going crazy with your PIDs and your Q values to make this thing tighter, looser, however you want to fly. But I just wanted to give you some examples of what's going on here with RC6, and this is what I'm going to build off of when we flash to RC7. But you definitely want to watch the rest of the video if you have RC7 right now, so maybe it's going to give you some hints on where to start tuning and what things are going on. But this is my configuration. We'll see you. Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Chad CRC here, and today we're going to talk about 3.5.1 RC6 and RC7 on the Heliorc Spring flight controller. Before we can get to any kind of tuning or anything like that at all, we need to set a precedence of exactly what I am flying, so maybe it can kind of help you out and understand what I have. So 5-inch reverb, 2207 2450 motors, 1500 4S. I am running a BLHES ESCs, but I will be running multi-shot. GoPro, caps on my ESCs, cap on my battery lead, HQ 5x4.8x3 props. I have a PDB, and I have my Helio mounted in the regular orientation, using Crossfire with CRSF so I can get the best response. So part of new technology and the development again is just how fast things do change. I have spent the past 3 or 4 days flying and tuning RC6, and RC7 was actually released with just a couple minor changes that really won't be no big deal, which is great because now I have all of this experience and a very decent tune that I will be able to transfer over to RC7. So this should really help some of you out if you are going to go straight to 7. So let's take a look at my configuration first. Port screen, out of the box, Helio does a lot of good stuff for you, so you really don't have to mess with a whole lot. UR2 is enabled if you're a free sky guy. I'm not, I'm running CRSF, so I have UR3 enabled. Of course, I am running multi-shot, props reversed. 32K is on, and I'm running a 32K gyro and PID loop. Now my CPU usage is at 33%. I could turn my accelerometer on, and I'm going to be up around 47-48%. Which is kind of borderline, and that's without overclocking, so I could always do that too if I wanted to. I could run at 16 and 16 as well. You could run with D-Shot 600 to 1200 if you would like, but it seems like a lot of the best performance is still coming with 32-32 and multi-shot. What you don't want to do is you don't want to run a different loop in gyro frequency. You want all of it to be the same. So you can see we got CRSF going on here. This is the standard setup that it comes with. Dynamic filter is off because we're using the own IMUF filter that's built into this. So don't have to worry about that. I have anti-gravity comes set, I believe, to 3. When we get into tuning, we'll talk about that. There's kind of some advantages and disadvantages to using it with the IMUF. If we take a look at the PID tuning screen, These are the current PIDs that I am running with, and I've got anti-gravity down to 1. And of course, if we look at the filters, this is all standard normal stuff. There is more filtering inside, of course, with the IM UF gyro. If you take a look at the actual stock PIDs, this is stock PIDs right here, actually, with YALD of 8. So YALD was taken out of Betaflight a while ago, even though it was in the OSD, and I always just turned it off to 0. Evidently it wasn't doing anything. I always felt like it was, but I guess it wasn't. But it is now incorporated back in with the Helio, and it's really cool, and that's going to be one of the video examples we take a look at here today, because it really does just kind of change the way things feel. You have a super tight, locked in type of feel. So much to the point that the first thing that I recommend that you do is definitely fly this thing on the stock PIDs and see how you like it with the YALD turned up. And then you can basically turn YALD to 5 if your motors are a little bit warm. That'll cool them down a little bit. Or you can turn it completely off if you want that looser Betaflight type of feel. So I have a lot, my rates are a lot different now than on this quad than they are any of my other ones, just basically to just work with how the Helio actually is working and how it feels in the air. So it's really, you know, it's just no joke. I mean, it really is a different way of flying. So receiver tab, nothing really going on in here. We do have RC interpolation, which is something that we can change and turn on and off in order to save some CPU load, but it seems to be that it works best with multi-shot, and with D-shot, I guess they say that you can turn it off. For modes, you're going to want, I just have an arm switch set up, but you're also going to want to set up a black box. I'm not saying that you're going to have to use black box on this at all, because you definitely have a bigger tuning window with a 32K loop and gyro time. But in order to squeeze out that last little bit, you'll probably want to go ahead and enable a black box switch. The Helio will actually start logging as soon as you arm and fly anyway. So even if you want to go one step further, you can actually add a black box erase switch if you crash out and you just really don't want to look at that particular log. So definitely do that. The OSD, everything is pretty much the same in here, but inside the actual goggles, there is a lot more going on and a lot more things that we can change. We'll take a look at that, as well as all of the extra stuff that you can change in the Lua script. And then, of course, we got our regular stuff, LED, black box right there. And then in CLI, this is, of course, is where the very first thing you do when you flash your new board is to type the IMUF update, and that will go ahead and update everything for you. And then if you want to look at what I have going on right now with my Q values, I'm at 3250, 3250, and 1950. So Q values are really important when it comes to Helio. They are pretty much, you might as well start thinking of a Q value as another PID that you're going to have to tune. But it's really easy, because you can raise your P to get your feel, and if you get mid-throttle oscillations, then you can increase the Q to get rid of it. If you don't, you can lower it. If you want a higher feel, you can raise the Q and lower your P's. If you want a smoother feel, you can lower your P's and raise your Q, or something like that. So we're going to take a look at some video of where I am tuned at right now, and you can see kind of what you think. It's 90% there. The weather hasn't been cooperating a lot lately. It's just been totally 25 to 30 mile per hour winds for the past couple days. Now it's raining today, so I don't get to play with this 1.7, which is very unfortunate. But when it's all said and done, I'm going to come back and we're going to go ahead and flash this and set this up and everything like that. So that way, as soon as the weather breaks, we can go ahead and do that. So we'll have a fresh, clean video of just going from start to finish. But this is just kind of like a primer to show you where I'm at right now. One big thing I still encourage everybody to do is join the Slack, flyhelio.slack.com, and you'll be able to register, jump into the lobby, jump into the random, ask questions, post black box logs, all that kind of stuff. You're going to get a lot of questions answered and everything like that. You're going to get super personal help on here from a lot of people, developers themselves. They have been working really hard to make sure everybody is having a great experience. Of course, you have the website here with documents that have the actual wiring diagrams and everything, which are kind of changing here and there. And also a little bit more explanation of what some of the actual values are doing. So you saw the video at the beginning as far as how I was flying and everything with the tune that I had. And this is going to be just an example of stock PIDs, stock filters, and this is with Yaw D. And now everything feels really weird because my rates are totally different, and it feels like I have to give it like a lot of gas to just kind of make things go, and things seem really just kind of way over corrected without any additional tuning. Now this is with Yaw D at 0, which is more like a Betaflight stock type of PID, and you can see that immediately I am a lot looser, just kind of flowing around a little bit there, and you can see that we need, you know, definitely more P's and stuff to just kind of lock things in and everything, but still feels and looks pretty good. So just want to kind of put that out there as an example of some place to start. Yaw D, rates, that kind of stuff. We'll see you guys on the next video where we will do a full flash and setup on 1.7 and start tuning this from scratch.